Hey everyone, in this video we're building a botanical restaurant in The Sims 1. I'm building on the empty lot which is ready for development in downtown. The lot already has 2 empty toilets and a rental shack, and I decided to keep those and actually use the rest of the space on the lot to build what I wanted to build. I think, to be honest, I don't really build downtown very much. And for gameplay purposes, I feel like all the existing lots in downtown are perfectly fine. But the idea for this restaurant just came to me today very suddenly, and I decided to just go ahead and try and build it. I think sometimes I have an idea and I get quite inspired, and then I try and build something and it really just doesn't work. But then other times quickly I'm kind of getting into it straight away. So my idea was that I wanted to have a restaurant that kind of brought the outside inside, and while you're dining in the restaurant, you're surrounded by trees and shrubs and flowers, and it feels like you're outside, but you're actually not. About a month or so ago, I built a cafe lot in Old Town that has a terrace seating area with a rooftop garden, and I really wanted to go a little bit further with this idea. I also remembered that there is a lot in the downtown area in The Sims 2 that has a restaurant with an indoor garden and some water features, maybe some little ponds or fountains, I can't quite remember. I used to like taking Sims there on dates. I think it was quite a peaceful, quiet, romantic spot, so I thought it would be nice to create something kind of similar to that in The Sims 1. But as you'll see, having a vision for the lot was actually quite challenging. I feel like there are 2 main sort of styles for the restaurants in The Sims 1. The kind of greasy diner burger bar style restaurant, and then a very fancy, elegant, sophisticated, serious kind of looking restaurant. And I didn't necessarily want this restaurant to be in either of those categories because, I mean, there are 2 podiums that have matching restaurant furniture, like tables and chairs and booths, and I didn't necessarily want to stick to one of those styles. So I ended up using the fancier dark wood podium, and I thought about using the matching booths and tables and chairs that go with it. But after kind of experimenting with a few different floor coverings, I settled on this kind of dark green theme because I had sort of thought that even though I wanted to use quite a lot of plants and trees inside, I would still have floor covering across most of the restaurant. But I ended up leaving most of it as just plain grass, just like the outside, and I just used some stone tiles in certain places to kind of shape the space a little bit. Like the tiles are sort of weaving in and out of the dining tables and chairs, and then the trees and plants that are lining the room. All of the seating areas inside the restaurant are on the grass, so I feel it maybe somehow lowers the formality of the restaurant. It's like when there's dark wood everywhere, it just gives the impression that a place is really quite fancy, and I didn't want the restaurant to feel like that. I wanted to have quite a big water feature in the restaurant that you can just admire while you're eating. So there's quite a large pond right in the center of the room, and it's got a singular tree in the middle of it. I also put a lover's swing at the bottom end of the room, at the opposite end to where the kitchen is, because I kind of felt it was in keeping with the whole bringing the outside inside, because I feel like normally you'd have a swing just in a park or in some kind of outside area. But I thought, why not have it inside? So as soon as you're finished eating, you can just go and cuddle in the swing with your date if you want to. When I play tested the lot, I found there were fewer Sims going down to that end of the restaurant to actually sit and eat. So it was a little bit quieter down there. So I still feel like 2 Sims could have a kind of quiet moment without there being tons of other Sims around. I definitely wanted the restaurant to have this kind of relaxed, cozy, romantic kind of vibe. But as well as the restaurant, I still wanted to have a few other things you could do on this lot, particularly if you brought your date here. So when you enter the main entrance at the front of the building, there's a fountain with some llama hedges and some other trees and flowers growing in there. But then there's also a candy floss cotton candy vendor in there. I had originally thought about putting an ice cream counter there as well, but the space felt a little bit cramped. And I sort of felt like each vendor would like to have their own space, almost like they have their own shop front or their own particular place that you would come to buy their product. So I decided to place an ice cream counter out in the little park area next to the rental shack that is already on the lot. And it's so strange because when I was playtesting the lot, the ice cream vendor would walk all the way around to the patio outside the restaurant where I had placed a picnic table originally, and he would be wiping down this picnic table as if it was the place where his customers were eating their ice cream. So when my Sims wanted to go and buy ice cream after their meal in the restaurant, they had to stand at the ice cream counter for ages for him to walk all the way around the building. So I decided to move that picnic table off the patio and place it in the little garden area near where the ice cream counter is. And then I also added an outdoor table by the ice cream counter, so the ice cream vendor feels like he has his own little area to sell his product and tidy up and wipe down tables, and it doesn't interfere, hopefully, with any of the other kind of areas of the lot. I decided to add a jukebox on the patio outside the restaurant, so maybe Sims who want to dance after they've had their meal, they can go out there and do that. There's also a chess table out there. Maybe it would make more sense to have music inside, but I kind of feel like with the whole theme of the lot having the outside inside, it doesn't matter so much. I also placed a fish pond just opposite the outside toilets. So it's kind of another date activity that you can do with your Sims without having to leave to go to another lot if you don't want to. I'm definitely looking forward to bringing some more of my Sims here for dates and also just to hang out. Recently, I rebuilt one of the Vacation Island beach lots, and I was thinking how strange it is to actually have somewhere different to take my Sims, because I feel like I got so used to all of the default Vacation Island lots, and I feel the same, strangely, about the downtown lots as well. So I think that's everything I wanted to say about the Botanical restaurant. In the next video, I'm going to be carrying on with my Bella Goth series, so stay tuned for that. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you then.